I'm back. Um, I'm just doing a little quick live before 9 because I got to go and put this money in the bank so I can extend one more day in this hotel. You know, it's funny. I got up at 3 o'clock this morning to go to the bank to deposit this money. And I get to the bank and the ATM machine ain't even working. Ain't even working. And I'm like, wow. And I get up out of my bed thinking I'm doing something because I ain't want to get caught in that traffic. So let me just go now and get there, and I'm just like, and the machine ain't even working. And I'm like, God, why you doing this to me? You know I need to deposit this money in this bank. Why I can't do that? And maybe it's because that wasn't what I was supposed to do. Maybe, you know, I'm gonna get some money. Somebody gonna send me some money. And I can hold on to this and go put this in my gas tank. See, that's just the possibility that could be. You don't know. And see, and this is the one thing that I'm learning through this process. See, the closer it gets to your deadline, the more pressure you're going to put on yourself, the more worry you're going to deal with, the closer it gets to how you see and what you think. Because remember now, most folk don't want to be put under the gun. Most folk don't want to be, I guess, quote unquote, embarrassed, by not being able to do something. And I think about it. Here I am, I'm the truth conductor. I'm out here, every day in front of people, trying to encourage them to do something, and I really can't even take care of myself. But I'm out here trying to be positive, trying to show people how to do it the right way, and in showing them how to do it the right way, it still ain't working. See, with even being in my integrity, even being in your righteousness, you still not getting the results that you want to see. You see, and that's where the temptation come in to say, man, that don't work. And see, the whole purpose of all of this that I'm going through is to make me second guess and doubt my belief. That's all this is all about. See, I'm supposed to turn my back on God. I'm supposed to denounce God. This is what this is designed to do. See, to test, do I really believe in what I'm saying? When you're saying one thing and the opposite is happening, do you really believe that, true conductor? Do you really think you can have what you say? Because what you're saying ain't materializing. It's going the opposite way. Do you really believe that? See, this is what you have to deal with. And that's where a lot of people fall off. That's where a lot of people give up. Because they can't see how it's going to work out. See, you don't know what God got up. You don't know who he's going to move. You have no idea. What's going on, Edward? You have no idea. see, and that's why it's important for you to always, attempt to be positive. Man, you're going to have days where you're going to be off. Every day ain't going to be an up day. You're going to have some down days, man. You're going to have some down days. If you get out here and you're actually trying, because everything is not going to go your way, man. Everybody is not going to see it how you see it. You see, and when other people don't see it the way you see it, you have some decisions to make. You actually got some decisions to make. Do I continue to do this, or do I do something else? Do I do something different? See, you got the decision to make, and only you can make it. See, that's the critical thing about this here. See, your karma is not based on what somebody else is doing. That's not your karma. Your karma is not somebody else's lifestyle. Your karma is your lifestyle. It's what you're doing, what you're saying. You see, it ain't about what somebody else is doing. And so many of us want to blame our condition on what somebody else is doing. I'm in the circumstance that I'm in because I refuse to let go of my tours. I refuse to give up on my tours. I just refuse to give up on them. And consequently, I have to suffer the consequences of that decision. Because if ain't nobody booking no tours, I ain't making no money. I mean, it's just that simple. If I ain't booking nothing, ain't no money coming in. So that's what I have to improve. My booking. And see, and you'll be surprised, man, how many people will come and tell me that I need to get my stuff away in order to be successful. I have to give mine away. See, I can't come out and proceed. See, I don't think people really realize, what I've done. See, I took some history that was just dying on the vines. Nobody was using it. And I made a business out of it. I created some tours. That's what I did. I took some history that was just dying, man. Nobody's using this history. And I said, well, shoot, let me try to make a business out of it. That's what I tried to do. And because I knew what everybody else was doing, see, I can design mine different because I know what everybody else is doing. So I tried to add some stuff in my tours that you don't get on the rest of the tours. See, I take you some places the rest of the tour is scared to go. The average tour is scared to go in Southeast D.C. because of the reputation. And that's where my tours start, in Southeast D.C. I start my tours in the hood. See, and if you look at all the rest of them tours, man, they start in downtown D.C. That's where they start their tours. Thank you, man. You see, so see, when you take my tour, you know who the information I'm giving you, I'm the creator. Man, you get on these other tours, you don't know who created them tours. You don't even know when they was created. All you're doing is just taking something that somebody else is passing down. Couldn't nobody tell you, man, who created this tour? They couldn't even tell you. And see, and I told you, I started in D.C. as a street vendor. That's how I started in DC. And I'm still a street vendor because when I was selling general merchandise on the street, that's what I was doing. I was selling general merchandise. Now I'm selling history on the streets of DC. I'm still a street vendor because my product is the history of DC. And I take you throughout the city and show you that information. So in reality, I'm still a street vendor. I'm just using history now. That's all. That is my product. But I'm still a street vendor. See, I'm still out here trying to see. I ain't asked nobody for nothing. I took something that was discarded. That's what I did. I took something that wasn't even being used. And I said, man, let me create a business out of this. And I guess because, you know, I'm the creator, see, people have doubts about, you know, the legitimacy of my creation. And you can go. Okay? And you can go and check it out. And see, that's all I be trying to say. Look, man, you know, give me a chance to try to reach some of these kids with Black history. Ain't nobody else asking you for a chance to try to reach them with nothing else. Everything else you trying ain't working. Because if it was, crime wouldn't be out of control. See, we wouldn't have the conditions we have in the inner city if shit was working. So because we got all of these deplorable conditions, all of this crime, so something ain't working. So I'm saying, man, give me a shot. Give me a shot at it. Since everything else you trying ain't working, ain't nobody else stepping up and say, hey, man, give me a chance. I'm standing up asking you, man, give me a chance to work with these kids. Fall on deaf ears, man. Fall on deaf ears. I'm asking for a chance and can't get it. I can't get it. You know, like I'm supposed to be able to do, if I could do this by myself, I wouldn't be in a hotel. See, if I could go out and if I was producing income, I could give tours away because I got money coming in. All I'm saying, man, help me. Give me a push to get me started, and I'm good. I'll take them, you and some of them very same kids. I'll turn around and make them tour guides, man. See, because that's what I'm doing. See, when you take me and let me go work with these kids, I'm trying to identify, man, who can I work with? Who has the potential? Because they're going to show me by the way they act who's serious and who ain't. See, that's how you know the difference. See, give them some knowledge. And you can find out who's serious by the way they receive it. Because them ones that get good example. I saw some young kids, Black kids, down in front of, I interviewed them as a matter of fact. And at first I was talking to the young girls. Then, when I focused on the young men, I asked them what they thought. One of them said, all I want to do is play basketball. And he walked off. See, that's all he interested in is basketball. See, this is what a lot of people, let me keep my eyes on the time. All right, got 30 minutes. Y'all got 30 more minutes and I got to go. See, this is the fact that a lot of people don't want to acknowledge. Man, look at the ways out for our young black men. Look at the ways they got out. Either sports, entertainment, or drugs. That's it. That's their way out. Either sports, entertainment, or drugs. That's their dream. That's how they get out. See, they don't see nobody like me, doing some tours, coming up with positive ideas, making it out. See, they don't see rags to riches stories. Only rags to riches story they see is a dope boy or the rapper. See, them the only rags to riches story they see. See, rarely do they see a business person breaking through. In our community, it's rare that you see a business person breaking through. In everybody else's community, it's common. It happens every day. But in the black community, rarely. And if you think I'm lying, put up the last rags to riches story you done seen in the black community. If you think I'm lying, where you are, put up the last rags to riches story you done seen. If I'm telling a lie. What's the last rags to riches story you know of a black person? And I guarantee you, if you put some up there, the majority of the folks on here ain't gonna know about it. They won't know about it. Isn't it interesting? Ain't nobody comment. I got 3 people up in here. And ain't nobody got no rags to riches story. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? With all of the confusion and the hatred and the division that we got going on, what's the last rag to riches story you know of? Is it when the last time you saw somebody pull themselves up by their bootstraps? That's what people are famous to saying. Man, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. When the last time you saw somebody do that? And that's the common phrase, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Because when you're trying to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, see, people start saying you're begging. You see, that's the label they'll put on you. When you come out and say, man, just help me get started. You begging now. See, you want something for nothing. See, I want something for nothing if I want you to pay for this hotel room and I ain't got nothing to keep going. See, that's getting something for nothing. See, if I'm sitting in this hotel room, I ain't got no sign, I ain't got no tours, I ain't got nothing. See, now I'm looking for something for nothing. And I'm saying, man, help me just give me a push. Give me a push. And let me show you what I can do. That's all I've ever asked, man, was just give me a push. People talking about, well, why don't you set up a GoFundMe? I got tours. You can donate to my PayPal. Why I got to go through GoFundMe when you can give it directly to my business? See that and see that right there show you people ain't got no trust. See, they'll donate to somebody else to give you the money, but they won't give it directly to you. Isn't that interesting? People have a problem giving money directly to you, and they'll turn around and tell you they believe in Jesus, and they don't even trust you. See, and the reason most folk don't trust other people, they don't trust themselves. That's why they don't get no trust, because they don't trust them. Anybody that trusts themselves, man, they ain't walking around suspicious. They ain't walking around every time thinking somebody trying to get over. Think about, man, how you got to be. If you got to look at everybody in suspicion, if everybody is subject to something, because that's the way you see it. I mean, think about that, man. You know, and that's how people do it. That's how people do it. So I'm going this time. I know the bank gonna be open. See, and I'm gonna go put this little $40 in there and pray that I don't burn up all my gas. Cause I'm going back to the I got to go back to the White House today, man. I got to go back. I got to go back today. I got to go back down there today, man. And I think one of the reasons that I'm not getting the donations that I should be getting is because I'm not talking. I'm just playing music. I'm trying to show people my positive vibe through my music. You know, because you got a lot of people down there preaching and screaming and doing all that other stuff. And I'm trying to be different. See, I'm trying to say, let me play my music, man, and tell you what I'm thinking. Let me let you hear the vibe of my music. And maybe that will clue you in. And obviously that ain't been working. So, and what I just realized yesterday, see, if God is going to talk to you through you, you got to be speaking for God to be able to talk through you. And that's what a lot of us don't want to do. We don't want to start speaking so God can talk through us. See, because God can't come down himself and say nothing to mankind. Whatever God is going to say to man, he has to say through another person, another man. See, that's how God get his message into the earth realm. It's through another person. See, and that person has to be articulating. And I guess, you know, now that I'm sitting down thinking about it, you know, the fear of rejection is probably why I don't talk. Because, you know, I'm already being rejected with my music. So now, if I start talking, I got to face some more rejection. And maybe that's where my fear is. You know, I don't want to deal with no more rejection, man. And I got to tell you, man. See, people don't think that when you come out day in and day out, man, and you trying to do right, and you trying to be positive, and all you do is suffer. You know, all you do is have lack, and you trying to do it the right way, man, they mess with you, man. That'll get to you. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how positive you are. There ain't but so much rejection that you can take. And saying you have to step back from that. You know, all that rejection, man, you have to step back from that. Them days you get your butt kicked, man, you have to step. You can't take it personal. Just step back from it. Okay, hey man, I lost. See, and then on top of that, You try to live a righteous lifestyle. You try to be a positive example. You're praying and you're asking God, Lord, send me some money. Send me some help. I'm working for you. Help me out. And it don't seem like that is even working. See, I always tell y'all, man, adversity guards the door to success. The closer you get to the door of success, man, your life gonna turn upside down. Because that adversity don't want to let you in. And seeing if success was so easy to get in, how come everybody ain't successful? If it was so easy. Think about that, man. If success was so easy, how come everybody ain't successful? Why we have so much poverty among us? Why people are doing any and everything just to get their hands on some of this? You got people selling their soul, man, just so they can enjoy this. Just so they can enjoy this. They'll demonize their mama, their sister, their brother. They'll kill for this, just so they can enjoy this. And that person got to constantly keep looking over their shoulder. See, when man, listen to me, y'all. You don't have to remember the truth. You can come, when you walk in your truth, man, you can talk for hours. You ain't got to remember what you said, because you're operating in your truth. You say what you mean, and you mean what you say when you operate in your truth. You got so many people, man, that are living lies, and they got to remember them lies. You see, them lies, and them lies gonna run out. And they know they gonna run out. And they scrambling, trying to keep their story together. See, this is why so many people get used, taken advantage of, because they don't want to ask no questions. They don't want to ask questions. You see, when a situation, an emotional situation come up, man, it's just tugging at your heart, manipulating your feelings, and you don't want to ask no questions. See, and then you're mad when you find out, oh man, I've been taken advantage of. All right? So it ain't easy, y'all. This ain't easy. This ain't easy at all. And if anybody tell you it's easy, they lying to you. See, you're going to have so many people out here tell you, manifest this. Overnight, manifest this. See, they just want your money, because they know everybody's in a hurry for a manifestation. God damn. That's it. That's it. That's it right there. Everybody's in a hurry to manifest this. That's what everybody's in a hurry to manifest this. And they don't care how they do it. As long as they can manifest this, they satisfied. If I got to sell some dope and destroy my community to manifest this, I'm going to do it. If I got to lie to you and deceive you and cheat you to manifest this, I'm going to do it. If I got to manipulate your feelings and make you feel sorry for me and give you an emotional story to get some of this, I'm going to do it. And this is what everybody's after. This right here is what everybody is after. You know? Yes, indeed. And they want it as fast as they can get it. They ain't trying to build no foundation. See, in this foundation that I'm building right here, see, I got adversity in my foundation. See, I got some discomfort that's built into my foundation. See, I have some lack that's been built in to my foundation. So now, see, once those things step on my foundation, see, I can support it because it's built in. See, if you don't build in no lack, no disappointment, no hurt, no rejection. See, if you don't add those materials into your foundation, when it finally steps on what you're building, it ain't gonna be able to support it. You see, and most of us want these microwave foundations. See, we want to snap our fingers and make something happen. We got to make it happen right now, right here, right now. And don't even have the kinks out. See, I keep telling you, every idea that you've thrown at the wall is an idea that's ready to go. When you threw it at the wall, it didn't stick. It just slid down to the bottom. That idea is still sitting there. See, a lot of people don't even realize, see, a lot of people forget about the ideas they done threw at the wall. See, they out trying to find something new. And you got a whole bunch of stuff. Now that you got some money, that you can go down at the bottom of that wall and start picking up some of them ideas that you tried that didn't work. Now you got some leverage. And see, being in the African American community, the one thing most of us don't have when we start out is leverage. Because 9 times out of 10, we starting with bad credit. We ain't got no money. Family broke. So you got to come out here and use your creativity, you know, to get your stuff up off the ground. See, because you can't walk into no bank because your credit is jacked up. You see, and you know your credit is bad. So ain't no sense in you even going in there looking for no credit. So now you got to find some other alternatives about how you going to do what you need to do. See, don't mean that bad credit is going to stop you. It just means you being realistic. And let me tell you something. I don't care how bad your credit is. You got some money, you can get anything you want. Okay? I know, man. I'm getting ready. Thank you. I'm getting ready to appreciate that, man. I don't care. Listen to me, y'all. I don't care how bad your credit is. Shit. Walk in a place with $10,000, $15,000 and see how quick they give you what you want. With your bad credit. Now, you might have to pay a higher interest rate, but you'll get whatever you want. And see, that's why people be telling, I got bad credit. Shit, get you some money. Get you some money. Listen to me. You think right now, if I had 6 months of rent that and I've been evicted, that I can't walk in any apartment building and say, man, here's 6 months. Give me a place. They ain't gonna balk at me. They ain't gonna. Oh, you got evicted. I'm bringing them 6 months of rent. And see, thank you, Lord. See, this is what you don't know. You don't know how bad they need that money. See, that's what you don't know. See, you don't know how bad they might need that money. And you come in at the right time. And they'll give you whatever you want because they need that money that you bring in. See, you bringing them something they can work with. You figure, let's average it out. So the average rent, let's say is $2,500. That's fair. And you bringing them 6 months. That's $15,000. That's $15,000 that they now got to work with. And see, you don't know how much money they need. What's going on, Jamie? You don't know how much money they need. So quit putting down, yourself because of what you don't have. Man, get you some money. Money answers all things. That's in the Bible. Money has the answer for all things. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil. But money has the answer for all things. And I don't care how bad your credit is, man. If you got some money, shit, they're going to give you what you want. They're going to give you what you want because you bring it in cash. You done had a vehicle repossessed? Man, get you $10,000, $15,000 and walk in a dealership. You'll walk out of there with a vehicle. You walk out there with a vehicle. I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I know. All it takes is some money. That's what they see. And what's the one thing these young kids want? Show them how to make this. Show them how to make this. And isn't it interesting? You can only show them how to get this doing it the wrong way. Isn't that interesting? You can't show them how to get this doing it the right way. Isn't that interesting? Trying to get this doing it the right way, this is where you end up. Isn't that interesting? And people don't have a problem with it. And see, and if I told y'all, man, see, we ain't got many outs in our community. And if you don't believe me, just, now that I had 3 people, now I got 6 people. Tell me the last rags to riches story you know of a black person. And I guarantee you that whoever you put up, most people ain't even heard of them. See, that's what we dealing with. When you get out here and do something stupid, when you get out here and do something dumb, it's one thing. This little girl, when I was talking to this little black girl, she was telling me how she said, you got all these black guys out here doing all this crazy shit, and they making it hard for the guys that's trying to do right. Because now the guys that's trying to do right is gonna be lumped in with them. See, they just give a swap to everybody. See, everybody in the Republican Party is bad. Everybody in the Democratic Party is bad. And you gonna tell me the good people in the Democratic Party and the good people in the Republican Party can't come together? And they good people? And they can't come together? Think about that for 1 minute. The good people can't come together. The good people are scared of themselves. And you won't change. And you ain't happy with what's going on. And it's the good people that's done dropped the ball, man. It's the good people. They're scared. The world is in turmoil right now because good people can't recognize other good people. That's why we in the condition we in. That's why we're suffering the way we're suffering. Because good people can't come together. That's how effective the enemy has been. It's to divide good people. They're scared. They're scared. They're scared to recognize other good people. They are afraid. That's how the system. And see, and as long as the system can keep us divided, we're going to pay these high-ass gas prices. We'll keep paying these high-ass food prices. Because they know we ain't paying attention to that. Because we too busy fighting each other. See, they know we ain't got time to pay attention to that. Because we too busy fighting. See, we too busy disagreeing. And they getting richer. And we still hating each other. We still killing each other. And they getting richer. And yet, don't nobody want different. Don't nobody want to do different. Don't nobody want to support different. Well, see, Jamie, see, here's the problem. Here's the problem. You have people that will take one or two things they disagree with you on, and they'll negate 100 things that they agree with you on. That's what the problem is. See, people want, in order to support you, in order to get behind you, then they have to be 100% agreeable with you. It ain't nothing 100%. You don't agree with 100% of the person that's sleeping in your bed, whether you married to them or not. Let me say that again. You don't agree 100% of the time with the person sleeping in your bed, whether you married to them or not. But you want to expect to agree 100% with somebody that you don't even know. And you can't agree with 100% with some people that you know. You can't even agree 100% with your own family. But you want to do it with a stranger. That's unrealistic, man. And these are the excuses people make not to want to get involved. Oh, where that money gonna go to? That's an excuse. Who is truth conductor? That's an excuse. Why would you have to ask me who I am when you can just Google it? And it'll tell you everything you need to know. All my social media. You think if I had something to hide, I'd still leave truth conductor up that people can Google? I mean, you think if I really had something to hide, do you think I would do that? And you got people too lazy to even Google to see, what my story is. And if you know my story, man, you feel bad passing my bucket. If I told y'all, I got some stuff I ain't told y'all. If I told y'all my story, man, you'd be like, damn, truth conductor. Shit, and you still out here trying after all of that? I'm serious, man. I'm serious. And the one thing that I'm thankful for, man, my wife ain't here to go through this again. That's what I'm thankful for. All right, that my wife ain't here to go through this again, cause this probably would have broke her. You know, this would have did some serious damage to my marriage. You see, and on top of, you know, 9 times out of 10, if my wife was still here, man, she would have overstayed her visa. So I wouldn't be able to get out and be truth conductor. I wouldn't be able to get out and talk. I wouldn't be able to get out and put a solution. Because my wife, I got to look over my shoulder to protect my wife. Because she didn't overstay her visa. So my hands are tied, man. There's certain things I can't say. Because I don't want to bring attention to my wife. You see how that is? See, that's why I'm glad she ain't here. Because I ain't have to worry about looking over my shoulder. Because my wife didn't overstay her visa. Because we couldn't afford to pay the extension. And she told me, so honey, why don't you give up these tours? Why don't you let them things go? Let them go. And I said, no, I'm not giving up my tours. I'm not giving them up. Not, and see, and let me tell you something else. There's another guy named KB Tours in D.C. He do Black History Tours, but he been at this for a minute. And his health is deteriorated. See, because I be watching him. I be watching how he be moving. And he's mean and nasty. You know, real short with people. So his health ain't gonna last too long. So soon, I'll be the only company in D.C. that specializes in Black History Tours. See, you got companies that's doing all tours. I mean, if you want to get a monument tour in D.C., man, they're a dime a dozen. You can get a monument tour, a dime a dozen in D.C. Everybody doing monument tours. But Google Black History Tours of D.C. and see how many come up. See, Google Black History Tours of D.C. And ain't but 1 or 2 people, and it was 3 of us, and she gone. She had D.C. and Black tours. See, and I came with D.C. Black tours. And she gone. Okay? She gone. She out of business. She even took her website down. And probably still making money off me. Because people are calling her thinking it's me. Because our names are so similar. You know, back when I was. All right, y'all, 9 o'clock. I'm gonna tell y'all this story. I got to go. I got to go drop this little $40 in the bank. See, so I can extend me one. I get me one more day out this room. I ain't worried about just let me get through the day. Tomorrow will take care of itself. You know, I'm just trying to get through the day. That's all I'm trying to do. Let me get through the day. Tomorrow will take care of itself, man. I'll deal with tomorrow when it get here. And see, tomorrow for me is my Sabbath, so God gonna have to open up a way. God gonna have to open up a way, man, because I ain't gonna be doing no work. I want to be laying right there in that bed. Jamie, I've been at this since 20. This is my 7th year. This is my 7th year. My 7th year. Right here. I started in 2016. Yeah, I started in 2016. Yeah, this is my seventh time. Yeah. Yeah, this is my seventh year. I started in 2016. That's when I created my first tour in 2016. And see, and that was how did y'all know how I got into the tour business? When I was fired from Metro, I just started going to church. I wasn't even upset, man, cause working for Metro, man, I couldn't go to Bible study, I couldn't go to church, like I wanted to. So when I lost my job, I said, man, I'm just going to church and serve. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just go to church and serve. And this guy came up to me, Phil Mathis. He said, Don, he gave me a business card. He said, go over to this address. And he said, I want you to walk around and walk down in the garage. And I got a car, and I want you to go look at this car because I want to help you get into business. I like you. I like the way you serve. Say, and next Sunday, let me know what you think. Man, I went and looked at that car. It was a 1996 Fleetwood Cadillac, a funeral car with 6 doors on it. 21,000 miles, garage kept. Okay? I mean, that joint was glistening. And I came back and I said, Phil, this is a limo. He said, that's all I got, man. He said, but I tell you what I do. Not only will I sell it to you, I finance it too. He said, I sell it to you for $5,000. That's what I paid for my limo. $5,000. And I had $500 because I was selling t-shirts. And I said, I didn't know where that money was coming from. And I took it, I said, Phil, you know what? I said, man, here's $500. I'm gonna give you this. Okay? And he said, here's the number, call this man, tell him you gave me $500. Okay? And I want him to finance this $4,500 for you. Okay? I came home and there was a letter in the mail from the credit union, from Metro. And I took the mail and threw it in the trash. Cause, I knew that was a letter that was telling me how much money I owed them. And Spirit of God said, no, go open that letter up. Open that letter up and see what it is. And open the letter up, there was a check for $3,700 for a class action lawsuit that I was a party of, but I ain't know nothing about. And it was one of them checks, when you sign it, that's it. Shoot, man, I took that $3,700 and went and got me some insurance and my tags, and I ain't looked back. That's how I got started into a business. And then I was wearing a suit because I'm driving a limo. So I looked the part. See, I was wearing a suit then. See, that's how I got started. That's exactly how I got started. And then, once I got into the transportation business, Uber and Lyft, the same year that I started Capital Buddy Limo, Uber and Lyft kicked in. And they tore up the transportation business. They totally destroyed the transportation business. So now, I got to look at something else to do. And I noticed that some construction was going on at 14th and Constitution Avenue. See, this is the thing about the Black history in D.C. See, with the Black history in D.C., there's a lot of symbolism to the Black history. What do you mean? See, it was the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. that gave us our freedom. Where is the Black History Museum located? 14th and Constitution Avenue. See the symbolism? All right, 14th Amendment of the Constitution gave us our freedom. The Black History Museum is located at 14th and Constitution Avenue. And that's the 20th and last spot for a museum on the mall. That's the 20th and last spot for a museum on the mall. See, so there's a lot of symbolism with our history. You see, and if you really want to get an eye-opening experience about America, come to DC, go to the American History Museum that's right across the street from the Black History Museum. Go there and then come out, okay, and walk across to the other one. And you'll see two totally different worlds. You see two totally different worlds. See, and when I say symbolism, you know, let me show you another example of symbolism. You got two circles on the west side of the Capitol. You have the Senate circle and you have the House circle. Okay? And the Senate circle is the statue, the Peace Memorial. That's America crying on the shoulders of history, who's reading off all of the names of the naval Civil War dead. Right there in the Senate circle. They got this statue with a person with a book, and America is leaning on the shoulder, crying about all of the naval Civil War dead. But see, in the 1830s and 40s, that was the site of an actual slave auction block, right there in the Senate circle. So when I see that statue, I see America crying on the shoulders of history, who's reading off all of the names of the families that was broken apart, right there in that same location. Symbolism. See, it's all about the symbolism. You know, and to show you a little bit more symbolism. The 1835 snow riots was the first race riot in Washington, D.C. Okay? The white workers at the Navy Yard went on strike. And it didn't work because the Navy Yard hired free and enslaved black labor. So white workers didn't have no clout because the black workers didn't participate on the strike. And they were kind of upset. And a young black man, see, this is 1835. This is 4 years after the Nat Turner uprising down in Virginia. So a young black man was drunk and went into the widow of Dr. William Thornton, who was the architect of the Capitol, and said he had every right to be free, and he had an axe in his hand. And rumors started that D.C. had his own Nat Turner. He ran off. They arrested him. They arrested a doctor by the name of Reuben Crandall, who had abolitionist material in his office. Okay? Now, Beverly Snow, who was a free black man, the white workers at the Navy Yard said he had insulted their wives and daughters by saying he could have any one of them he wanted. When they arrested the young black man and the doctor, the white workers went to the jail to try to break him out and couldn't because the Marines were surrounding the jail. They went to Beverly Snow's restaurant, which was at 6th and Pennsylvania Avenue, drunk up all his liquor, all of his champagne, tore up his restaurant. Beverly Snow gets wind of what's going on, escapes to Toronto, Canada. See, some of his white friends helped him get out of D.C., and escaped to Toronto, Canada. A year later, Absalom Shad, another black man, came and bought the same restaurant that he used to. Absalom Shad family is the family responsible for buying land in Canada for runaway slaves to escape on the Underground Railroad. You know where that restaurant that Absalom Shad bought would sit next to it? The Canadian Embassy. And Reagan gave them that land when they helped with the Iranian hostage crisis. So isn't it interesting? The one place in D.C. instrumental to Canada, the Canadian Embassy sit right next to it. See, that's what I be trying to tell y'all about symbolism. See, we miss those stories. And you have tours every day, drive down Pennsylvania Avenue, pass the New Zen, what used to be the New Zen, and they never share that history. This is where the snow riot, the first race riot in Washington, D.C. happened right here. See, that's what I be trying to tell y'all, man. This history just dying on the vines. Because ain't nobody telling it. Ain't nobody telling it. Okay? Ain't nobody telling it, man. It's just dying on the vines. So, and because we're only 10 square miles, see, all of our history is compact. Because we ain't but 10 square miles. See, we ain't got to go miles and miles away. We can walk. So if the city ain't but 10 square miles, man, a lot of them corners, them dope boys standing on, is black history, man. And they don't even know it. Because we ain't but 10 square miles. And a lot of them corners they standing on, man, got black history that's just dying. Because ain't nobody telling the story. And that's why I keep trying to tell people, man, black history is the wild, wild west, because ain't nobody telling it. See, it ain't been discovered. Ain't nobody trying to discover it. See, and that's where the money is. See, that's what you can now start. Just start a process, man, that'll be forever. But folks, you know, and see, like what some people have done is they just take the history of slavery, and they wipe out everything else we've done based on slavery. Because they don't want to tell the history of slavery, it wipes out everything else we've done. And we got hundreds and thousands, millions of people, man, that have made contributions. That's just dying on the vine. And all I'm trying to do, man, is just save it and pass on some generational wealth to my kids and my grandkids and my great-great-grandkids. That's all I'm trying to do. It's just save it, man. Because it's just dying on the vines. You see, so you know, like down in Southwest, the Pearl Affair of 1848, the largest attempted escape on the Underground Railroad. 77 men, women, and children got on a ship called the Pearl. Now they have moved the plaque, okay? But before they moved the plaque, what does the pearl come from? An oyster. You know where that plaque was? Right next to Hank's Oyster Bar. The pearl, the plaque for the pearl, was right next to Hank's Oyster Bar. The largest attempted escape on the Underground Railroad. And a lot of people would be sitting at the restaurant, sitting on the plaque, and don't even, man, look at the history you're sitting on. The largest attempted escape on the Underground Railroad. See, so you know, but then they moved it back down to Pearl Street. See, so you know, and there are people that know our history. There are people that know our history. People in the city know our history. And I'm going to show you how I know they know our history. Alethea Browning Tanner. Remember that name. Alethea Browning Tanner. She bought 19 people out of slavery from a fruit stand that was in Lafayette Park. Let me say that again. Alethea Browning Tanner bought 19 people out of slavery off of a fruit stand in Lafayette Park. You want me to tell you how I know that some people know our history? Guess what? A park over in Northeast D.C., guess who it's named after? Alethea Browning Tanner. Why didn't you name Lafayette Park after her? That's where her fruit stand was. Why didn't you name that park after her? Okay, that's where, and one of the people that she bought out of slavery was John F. Cook Sr. That was her nephew. John F. Cook Sr. had a school at 14th and Pennsylvania Avenue. What's going on, Robert? At 14th and Pennsylvania Avenue. When they had the snow riots of 1835, see, the young black man that said that he had every right to be free, see, they said somebody's educating him. So every school in D.C. was burnt down. John F. Cook had a school at 14th and Pennsylvania Avenue. It was a brick building. They couldn't burn it down. They tore it down brick by brick. Okay, they tore his school down brick by brick. And he fled to Pennsylvania. And the 1835 snow riots showed that he fled to Pennsylvania. And Beverly Snow fled to Canada. See, the stories that we don't get is the white people that not only helped black folk, because everybody white didn't agree with slavery. Let me say that. Oh, wow. I love this stuff, man. I love this stuff. I love this. This is what I love this, man. I have a passion for this. That's why I be asking people, man, just help me spread it. Help me reach some of these kids. Let me show them some of this information. And see, and not only am I going to show it to them, see, I'm gonna test them to see how much they retain it. Because now I'm looking for tour guides. See, when I go and you give me some money, and man, I'm looking for some kids I can hire. That's who I'm looking for, that I can train. And how you gonna know the difference? Because you can tell the ones interested and the ones that ain't. You can tell. At least I can. When I'm talking to a group, man, I can look at the body language and tell who paying me attention and who ain't. Because them ain't paying me attention, they distracted. See, I'm focused on the one that's looking at me. See, that's who I'm trying to pick out. Who's paying attention to me? See, that's the one I want. I don't want the one that's talking to their buddy, looking at their phone. I ain't interested in you. I'm interested in the one that's got their eyes on me. And see, because I'm looking the crowd, I'm getting eye contact with you. See, so I see who you are. So now I can start paying attention to you. See how you carry yourself. See if you're loud, if you're unruly. See, now I can watch you. See, I ain't got to ask you nothing. I can just watch how you act. And that'll tell me everything I need to know. See, you'll be surprised, man, at how many people be watching how you going to react to something. A lot of folk are sitting back watching just how you going to react. See, a lot of people want me to be down and out. Woe is me. See, I ain't supposed to have this kind of passion in this hotel room. I ain't supposed to have that. See, this hotel room was supposed to take away my passion, was supposed to take away my desire. And I said, no, man, I'm passionate about this. And that's what I do. Okay? So look, y'all, I gotta go put some money in. I'm gonna put this $40 in the bank. Cause I'm gonna get me another day. I will not sleep in my car tonight. I'm gonna sleep in this hotel room. Okay? And let God take care of the rest. That's I'm going to do what I can do and let God take care of the rest, buddy. That's how I'm gonna handle this. I'm gonna do what I can do, and if that ain't enough, then so be it. So be it. But man, good people need to support other good people. That's the only way we're gonna change this around. Good people gonna have to stop being scared. Good people gonna have to be willing to take a risk on another good person. And right now, that's the problem. Don't nobody want to take no risk on nobody good. And the joker that's deceiving, everybody's giving him a shot. And he's tricking you like crazy. And you don't see that. But a good person, you can't give a shot. All right? So let me get down here, man, and get this little $40 in the bank. Okay? I see y'all.